Okay, welcome everyone. So the title of my presentation is called Sustainability by Design, a Learning Process. So to start with some background, a few years ago I graduated from Southern New Hampshire University with an environmentally focused bachelor's degree. My work history is varied. I've worked for a lot of different companies. In some of these organizations, I didn't like the business practices and the footprints they were leaving behind. I chose the MBA in sustainability because I want to bridge the gap between my environmental studies and the business world. I feel that design can incorporate environmental stewardship to create better ways of doing business. So what is my topic? I chose for my topic, sustainable product design. I chose this topic because I believe there is room for improvements in the products and services around us. And I also believe that it starts with better design. One business strategy in particular that concerns me is called planned obsolescence. Planned obsolescence in design involves designing a product to break down, become obsolete, or wear down altogether so that a consumer must purchase the product in the future. Now, in the future, what do I want to do with this? I want to use what I've learned in this MBA program and in my practicum project to create a better product and service. I hope to be able to supplement my limited experience in this field, in the design and operations field, with the research I have done for this project. Now, what is sustainable product design? In the MBA in sustainability, we talk about the 3 E's: environment, equity, and economy. Sustainability is represented as the intersection between these 3 E's. The same model can be applied to sustainable product design. Sustainable products have positive characteristics in each of these 3 E's. An example would be a product that provides a better quality of life for equity, that is designed with affordable materials for economy, but is also made of environmentally safe materials for the environment. Now, this model represents the life of a product from left to right. The first step is to design, then produce, followed by distribution for sales, and eventual disposal by the consumer. The issue comes from the last phase of this model. The disposal phase ends the useful life of the product, where it will sit around as waste with no purpose. This model represents a major issue today. The issue is waste management and what to do with the old products that have ended their useful lives. This model represents a circular and sustainable life cycle starting from design. The product goes through the same steps as the previous model, but was designed in a way where it can re-enter the design phase after its useful life to be redesigned into a new product. Sustainable design seeks to answer the question, how can we design products to re-enter the design phase at the end of their useful lives? Now, why is sustainable design important? Because it seeks to reduce the amount of waste we create. Currently, there's a huge amount of old products sitting around with no purpose. A lot of this waste cannot be used for another product because it was not designed to do so. Sustainable design supports the creation of a product that can be used again for another purpose when it becomes waste. Now, resources are the fuel for our production and manufacturing processes, but when used, they create harmful byproducts. Fossil fuel use releases harmful emissions into the air. Freshwater sources vital to certain production processes are limited. Most is trapped in ice and snow cover. Deforestation is rapidly reducing timber supplies around the world. Sustainable design seeks to reduce the amount of resources used in production. We all do it every day, every other day, every week. We purchase products we want or need, and we throw them out or recycle them if possible when they're done with their useful life. Consumers purchasing products is inevitable and good for the economy, but it is also the process that is creating huge amounts of trash and waste. Sustainable design does not seek to stop this consumption, but instead to shift the traits and characteristics of the products we buy. Now, in the research phase of my practicum project, I learned about the importance of sustainable product design, but I needed a way to shape my findings into something specific and usable. I chose these 3 research questions. What are the principles of sustainable product design? What is the process of design? And what are the tools involved in this design process? So to start with the sustainable design principles. In my research, I learned that the sustainable design has several principles used as guidelines. They are broad guidelines that vary depending on the product, but can be applied in some form or another. I will now go into further detail on each principle. First, sustainable design incorporates reusability. Reusability involves fulfilling the intended purpose of the product over and over again while still maintaining the overall quality and composition of that product. Reusing a product means it will not be added to the waste stream, but used for the original purpose or for a new purpose. This allows the product to have a long and useful life indefinitely. Sustainable product design seeks the use of materials for products that can be used again in creation of a new product. Certain materials are easier and require less resources to recycle. Sustainable design promotes the use of these materials. Some materials currently cannot be recycled at all. Sustainable design avoids the use of these materials. Sustainable design promotes the use of non-toxic and biodegradable materials in the design of a product. A sustainable product does not pollute or harm its environment with dangerous chemicals or substances. Sustainable design also incorporates materials that can break down naturally in a reasonable amount of time. Sustainable design promotes efficient energy and resource use. Production requires these resources to create a product. Sustainable design creates a product that does not require excessive amounts of resources and energy and also considers products' environmental footprint in the manufacturing process. Sustainable product design promotes products that have a long, useful life. The longer the life, the less likely it will become waste. This means using durable materials that are less likely to break down over a short period of time. Sustainable design also chooses appropriate materials for the intended purpose of the product. For example, products that face a lot of physical strain must be made of stronger and more durable materials. Sustainable product design incorporates the function and form of the product. Certain shapes, sizes, and textures work better for certain products. Sustainable design finds the best possible form to make the product easier and safer to use. Sustainable design also creates the best possible function to achieve the product's intended goal. A sustainable product incorporates a design certification. An example is LEED, a building and architecture certification that promotes sustainable design of new and existing development. Also, Cradle to Cradle certification, which incorporates life cycle assessments to determine environmental footprints at each stage of the product's life. Sustainable design promotes a service to maintain the usefulness of a product. Products inevitably wear down and become damaged over time. Sustainable design allows the product to be fixed easily and without complication by the product's creator or through a third party. This service extends the useful life of a product. Sustainable product design incorporates local suppliers for inputs needed to manufacture or produce that product. Local suppliers means less distance traveled to deliver the supplies to the manufacturing facility. Less distance traveled means less emissions and less of a footprint from transportation of supplies. Now, after learning about the principles of design, I was interested in seeing what is involved in the design as a process. This is when I discovered the Sustainable Product Design program at Keene State College. I contacted the program coordinator and met with her several times. In these meetings, she showed me what is involved in the design process within the Sustainable Product Design program. Now, what does the process look like? The design process started with research which seeks to answer questions like, what types of products are needed by consumers, and what issue or problem will be solved by this product? Design comes after with the creation of a blueprint made through 2D and 3D modeling and computer-aided design. Once the model is created, it is made with a variety of manufacturing tools available on Keene State campus. The tools for design involve data or information about design, concepts, ideas, industry standards, and new and innovative products. It also involves diversity or varying backgrounds for a variety of ideas and perspectives. In this case, it was the students in the Sustainable Design program. And it also involves computer-aided design as a virtual platform to create models and blueprints. Now, computer-aided design was a very important part of the design process at Keene State College. I downloaded a copy of the 2016 AutoCAD student version made by Autodesk, and this is what I learned about the program. The benefits involve greater efficiency, precise 2D and 3D modeling, and simulation for the product's intended use. The challenges involve that it must be supplemented for material selection. There's a slight learning curve to the program, and it can be expensive or more expensive than traditional methods. And to conclude, I learned a lot from my practicum project. From the design principles to the process of design, each step of the practicum has showed me something new. I hope to leverage this new knowledge in a future career and help make a product or service sustainable or more sustainable using the principles I have learned. I also hope to use the tools of design I've learned about to create my own sustainable product or service. Finally, I see the topic of sustainable design growing and evolving. I also see this topic becoming more important to the success of businesses in a changing environment. Thank you.